What's up, y'all? It's Kamikaze MMA coming back for another video. Talking about UFC 314 today. Let's go. Volk versus Lopez. Let's get right into it. Nora Cornell versus Haley Cohen. I'm picking Nora Cornell. She has less losses, and she has one more win, so we're picking her. Yeah, that's how we pick fights over here. Same amount of fights, but she has one less loss and one more win. So, Tresean Gore versus Marco Tulio. I'm picking Tresean Gore. Why am I picking Tresean Gore? He was really good on the contenders on Tough. He was really good until he got KO'd. I think he was my favorite for the whole season when I first started watching it. And Marco Tulio knocked out Ihor Potieria, which everyone besides Shogun Rua has knocked out. Yeah, everyone's knocked this dude out. It's not like the craziest thing. People are like, oh, like this dude's a monster. It's not the craziest thing to knock out Ihor Potieria. I mean, this dude literally okay, he didn't get KO'd by Cesar Almeida, which is kind of impressive. Okay, Michelle Pereira choked him. But the rest of the people in the UFC knocked him out, besides Rua. So, the main reason I'm picking him is just because I like him more than I haven't seen this Marco Tulio guy fight, or I don't remember if I did see him fight. Suma Durji versus Mitch Raposo. I'm going with Mitch Raposo. Both of these dudes are terrible. Really terrible. Like, really bad fighters. Losing to Tim Elliott's terrible. Losing to Matt Schnell by submission might be the worst loss you can have at flyweight. Mitch Raposo got a split decision with Andre Lima. Terrible split decision. Terrible. Should not have been a split decision. But still, I'm picking Mitch Raposo. There's neither of these guys are good, so it's a tough fight to pick. But I'm picking Mitch Raposo. Moving up, Darren Elkins versus Julian Erosa. I'm picking Julian Erosa. I don't know the last time if Darren Elkins has won. He beat Tristan Connolly back in 2022. He beat TJ Brown. Oh, I remember that fight. I was upset that TJ Brown lost that fight. That fucked up my whole parlay. Darren Elkins beat TJ Brown after losing the whole fight. And they beat Daniel Pinette. He's kind of on a win streak. But so is Julian Erosa. And I just think Julian Erosa's wins are this much better, so I'm picking Julian Erosa still. I'm picking Nora Cornell by decision, Tresean Gore by submission in the first or the second. I think he might get knocked down and submit him while he's knocked down. I'm picking Mitch Raposo by decision, Julian Erosa by submission. Moving up, Cedricus Dumas versus Mikhail Luzacek. I'm picking Cedric Dumas, okay? Nursultan Ruzaboyev KO'd him. Besides that, he's won every fight. He beat Cody Brundage, who's Bo Nichols' best win. He did lose to Josh Fremd, which isn't great, but that's not the worst loss to have. He beat Abu Azaitar. He beat Dennis Tallulah in his last fight, who everyone was picking him. Everyone was picking against him in that fight, too. Mikhail Zachek, I don't know the last time he's even come close to winning a fight. Okay, he KO'd Cody Brundage in the first round, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. He KO'd Sam Alvey, but so does everyone in the UFC. He KO'd Chidi and Jokawani? Okay, then he got submitted by Kyle Baralho. Then he got submitted by Michelle Pereira, then submitted by Kevin Holland. And then he got decisioned by Sharaput Magomedov. But I'm picking Cedric Dumas by decision. I just think he's better in a 3-round fight. He's also an underdog for, I think these should be even odds, but I think he's quite a big underdog if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's close. Chase Hooper versus Jim Miller. I'm picking Chase Hooper. I didn't bet on this fight because the odds are crazy for Chase Hooper. I think this should be a 2-1 favorite. It's like a 5-1 favorite or something for Chase Hooper. It's crazy. It's wild. I don't understand why. He beat who did he beat? The fucking Santa. What's his name? I'm not gonna look. What's his name? Santa. He beat Santa. I'm pulling a Lucas right now. You don't know who I'm talking about. Fuck. The bald Santa dude with the beard. That's he's not Georgian. He's like somewhere in like Croatia or something like that. Jim Miller, Chase Hooper. I'm picking Chase Hooper by second round submission or first round submission, honestly. I think he's going to get it done quite quickly. Jim Miller's going to win on the feet, I think. I don't think he... Vyacheslav Borshev, that's his name. I don't think Chase Hooper is going to strike with Jim Miller like he did with Vyacheslav Borshev. I think he's going to get beat on the feet quite easily by Jim Miller. But I do think once he gets the takedown, it's over. Now, I forgot. I usually just turn on these prediction videos while I'm like eating or whatever, so I don't really listen too much to it. But I think Lucas or Guru or Bedtime or someone said that Chase Hooper could just run a double leg through him like super easy. If I'm not mistaken, yes, 6'1" to 5'7". Chase Hooper is not getting a fucking double leg takedown on a 5'7" man who also knows how to wrestle. That's just not happening. If you've ever wrestled with anyone taller than you, you know it's the easiest thing to defend takedowns, especially double or single legs from them. You need to use judo. If he doesn't use judo, he's fucking retarded. And if he could get a knockdown, but shooting a double leg on someone that's 6 inches shorter than you is stupid. That's not what's gonna happen. Maybe he'll shoot a double leg. I don't think he'll get it. I think he needs to use like a judo trip. Maybe he could go for a double leg, and then once he's kind of in on a thing, he could kind of like once he's in on a whizzer, he could just kind of use that and throw him down with that. I don't know though. Werner Jandiroba versus Yan Xiaonan. I'm picking Werner Jandiroba by decision. I think Yan Xiaonan has a good chance to KO her. I was going to pick Yan Xiaonan if this was 5 rounds. But 3-round fight, I don't see Yan finding a shot in a 3-round fight. And I don't think Werner Jandiroba is just not going to be able to take her down. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think everyone's taken down Yan Xiaonan in all of her fights. She's been in the UFC since 2017. She got taken down in her first fight. Okay, she didn't get taken down in her second or third fight. She won both of those by decision. So she got taken down by Angela Hill. She got 5 takedowns against Carolina Kovalevich. She got taken down twice in the next fight. She got taken down 3 times by Carla Esparza and then KO'd her in the second. So maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But Carla Esparza doesn't really have that toughness, that grit to her. She got 2 takedowns against Marina Rodriguez and lost that fight by decision. She got taken down twice by Mackenzie Dern, but she won that decision. But that was 5 rounds. See what I'm saying? Do y'all understand now? She KO'd Jessica Andrade in the first. Jessica Andrade was throwing like a retard. Throwing like Drickus DDP out there. Wei Li took her down 6 times. She took Wei Li down 3. When did that happen? I don't remember that happening at all in that fight. Tabitha Ritchie took her down once, but she won the decision. But Tabitha Ritchie's not as good as Werner Jandiroba. Werner Jandiroba also just gets the nod, even when she doesn't win fights. So I'm going to lean on that, because that's kind of plot armor-esque. Like, even if she's not going to win, they're still just going to give her the fight, you know what I'm saying? So I'm picking Werner Jandiroba by decision. I think it's possible she gets KO'd, but I don't think she will get KO'd. I don't think she will, but it's possible. Danny Ige is going to knock out Sean Woodson in the second round. It's going to take him about the first 3 minutes of the first round to get into Sean Woodson's range. Once he gets in the range, the fight's going to be over. I don't even think this is really a close fight either. I haven't seen anything from Sean Woodson where I'm like, oh, this dude's future champ material. This dude's fucking good, bro. He beat Fernando Padilla, who beat one person, if I'm not mistaken, or he just lost in the UFC. No, he beat one person. He doesn't even have a UFC thing because he doesn't fight much. Alex Caceres couldn't touch him, which was fun to watch. 85 for 200 strikes. 101 for 226 strikes. So neither of them could touch each other, but Sean Woodson got a couple more touches in. He got around 20 more touches in. Good job, Sean Woodson. Charles Johnson couldn't touch him either. But these dudes aren't on the same level as Dan Ige, and John Silva's proved this. If John Silva versus Charles Johnson was a decision, I probably would be picking Sean Woodson. It's kind of weird, but just the performance Diego Lopez and Dan Ige had versus every single performance Sean Woodson's had, I don't know how you could pick Sean Woodson in this fight. Unless you're just like, tall guy wins. Tall guy wins. The tall guy wins. And you're just retarded. I get that. But if you're like if you've ever watched a fight before, I don't know how you're picking Sean Woodson. I'm picking Dan Ige by second round KO. Now moving up to the main card. We got the co-main event. Nikita Krylov versus Dominic Reyes, and the main event, Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva. But no, the main card opener, Nikita Krylov versus Dominic Reyes. I've been going back and forth and 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 back and forth. All right, but what am I fucking? Let me show y'all my pick, my 10-leg parlay for this fight card. Let's see. I forgot who I picked. Did I not pick either of them? I don't think I picked either of them, right? It's 11-leg parlay. Yeah, I didn't pick either of them. I wasn't confident in that. I'm honestly more confident that Tresean Gore's gonna win, even though that's a worse pick in my opinion than either Dominic Reyes or Nikita Krylov. But Nikita Krylov just doesn't feel like he has any momentum, even coming off a win versus Ryan Spann. He's coming off a 3-fight win streak. KO'd Alexander Gustafsson in the first round. It's so tough to pick. He just doesn't have... I just don't think he has the power for Dominic Reyes. I think he can win this by decision, but I think if someone's getting the KO, it's going to be Reyes. I'm picking Reyes. I was going to pick Nikita Krylov, I think, coming in. I was very on the line, though. I could have picked either one of these dudes. But I'm going Dominic Reyes. After seeing that he hasn't really knocked anyone besides Alexander Gustafsson out in the first round, which I haven't seen that fight. I'm going to watch it after this and see how bad the KO was, or if it was just like an early stoppage. I haven't seen that. So I'm picking Dominic Reyes by second round TKO. I think he's going to catch Krylov on the chin and finish him out. So, moving up. Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva, the People's main event. Really, though, like, this is the fight I'm most excited for. It has the most hype on the card. If this was a Fight Night main event, this would be the best Fight Night main event possibly ever. I can't believe this is not the co-main event. I really can't. I could care less to see Michael Chandler and Paddy Pimblett go for 5 rounds. I could care less. I don't want to see either of these dudes fight. I wish neither of them were in the UFC. I hope they both get flatline KO'd and never wake up again. Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva. I'm picking Bryce Mitchell by second round submission. I could also see a second round TKO. I could also see I could definitely see Gene Silva knocking him out for sure in the first round easily. But Gene Silva's takedown defense hasn't looked good in his career. It just hasn't looked great. He was chucking off Drew Dober, but who is Drew Dober taking down? Let's see if Drew Dober has any takedowns in his last 4 fights. No takedowns. Okay, he got a takedown against Renato Moicano. That's the weirdest. He tried to take down King Green, couldn't do it. He tried. Rafael Alves took him down. He tried to take down Terrence McKinney. That didn't work. He took down Brad Riddell 1 out of 5 times. Yeah. I'm picking Bryce. I'm low key, especially like with the what's been going on this week with the fight card. I'm not even on the line of this. I'm kind of like fully invested in Bryce Mitchell winning this. Like I'm thinking about putting like $50 down on Bryce Mitchell as an underdog. Is that the smartest decision? Probably not. But Charles Jourdain took down Gene Silva like it didn't mean anything. Like, he took down Charles Jourdain took him down so easily. And Charles Jourdain can kind of take down people, but not really. I mean, let's look at Charles Jourdain's career. 3 out of 7 takedowns. So not the best, but let's see. Let's look at his Tapology. Oh shoot, I forgot these don't really show me stats, do they? Okay, so he I don't think he shot any in the Woodson fight. He beat Ricardo Ramos, who, if you don't remember, this is the same dude that put his head in a guillotine against Julian Erosa, like a full-brained idiot. God, he's so stupid. Yeah, it's just not giving me any stats with this. That's fucking awesome. Whatever. I don't know why they don't show his UFC thing, but whatever. So yeah, I'm picking Bryce Mitchell by second round submission, first round submission, second round TKO. First round submission, second round TKO, one of those two. That's what I'm going with. Moving up, Yair Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull. We're picking Yair Rodriguez, and not even close. Not even close. Not even the same level of competition whatsoever. I watched a couple of Patricio Pitbull's highlights, and I'm like, are you fucking joking? Are you fucking joking? I think he's the fucking favorite in this fight, and I'm like, are you joking? This dude's terrible. The dude is literally terrible. Okay, he's a slight underdog, but it's almost even money for how bad he is. He's just not good at. I mean, he's. It's not that he's not good at fighting. He's just not gonna beat a top level fight. Especially someone like Yair Rodriguez, who's gonna fucking knock his head off in the first couple of seconds. Crazy. Picking Yair Rodriguez by KO in the first or second, but I'm picking first. Moving up, Michael Chandler versus Paddy Pimblett. I think Michael Chandler is going to knock out Paddy. I think Paddy is terrible at fighting. I think he's okay at jiu-jitsu. I mean, I think he's one of the better people at lightweight at jiu-jitsu, but they're not really good at jiu-jitsu, dude. It's not really their skill set at lightweight. They're just kind of go out there and swing, you know? So it's like, yeah, I mean, he has good jiu-jitsu, dude. He can choke out 10 Marines in a row. He's got good jiu-jitsu, I guess. He's not fucking... Unless he gets a takedown, which he's not going to do. He's not going to get a takedown. So unless he knocks down Michael Chandler, which would be the most miraculous thing to ever happen, because he's the worst striker in lightweight. He's a fucking atrocious striker. He's atrocious to watch on the feet. Did he knock down Bobby Green? Okay, he knocked down Tony Ferguson. Thank God. I was like, he couldn't even knock down Tony Ferguson, right? Couldn't knock down Jared Gordon. Lost that fight, got robbed. Jared Gordon got robbed. His first fight in the UFC, he almost got killed. His fucking head was going everywhere. Big old hair. Flopping all over the place. I'm picking... I honestly, what I see happening is Michael Chandler's little all the way to the cage is going to knock him out. I think that's how fucking terrible Paddy Pimblett is. Is that Michael Chandler, his strategy is... I literally think they're game planning just for him to go... Huh, 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 huh. And I think that's going to work because he's so bad. And he has so many openings. Now, realistically, what I really do think is going to happen is I think it's going to be a hook to like a left high kick. He's just going to bring that left high kick back on the cage. And Paddy does this when he's on the cage. He like leans over for a straight coming. The straight's going to like graze off of him. But then that kick's just going to come back and he's just going to fly back or faceplant like Dominic Cruz. So I'm picking Michael Chandler by second round KO. That's what I see happening. Or first round, honestly. I could see him... if it's first round, I could just see him coming out. Oh, he's knocked out. And then second round, I think he might have to set it up a little more. But I'm picking Michael Chandler by second round. I'll say second round because I think he's going to have to set it up at least a little bit. Because Paddy has fought, good strikers. Volk versus Diego Lopez. If Volk gets KO'd, I'm retiring from watching the sport. So, just keep that in mind while you're watching this, alright? Let's have all of our hearts with Volk and Bryce Mitchell. Even though Gene Silva was my favorite featherweight fighter before this fight got announced, Bryce Mitchell's taking the cake, bro. Bryce Mitchell's taking the cake for my favorite fighter of all time. Volk is going to win by a 5-round decision if he doesn't get knocked out in the first 2 rounds. Once I see the 3rd round start, I'm going to go take a shit, going to relax, going to cash out my parlays, going to buy a new Ferrari with all the parlays I have on Volk. Once he gets past that 3rd round, I don't even have to watch anymore. Diego Lopez should get as much credit as he possibly can for taking that fight against Dan Ige. I will keep saying this until people realize. People are like, oh, dude, Dan Ige took this fight on like 6 hours notice. What a badass, dude. His dude's such a badass, dude. Yeah, that was a Sean O'Malley impersonation because all of his fans are fucking casuals. No offense if you're a Sean O'Malley fan, but you're fucking casual, alright? Yeah, bro, Dan Ige took the fight on 6 hours notice while training for another fight. And didn't have to cut weight. And Diego Lopez cut weight twice. Well, I guess Dan Ige cut to like 155 if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I don't know what this fight was at, actually, so... But he cut weight to like 150, maybe. But he didn't cut weight to 145, I know that for sure. And Diego Lopez already made weight and then cut weight again. And people are like, dude, Diego Lopez looks terrible, man. This dude looks terrible. Yeah, bro, he cut weight twice. And he's fighting Dan Ige, who's really good. I think Dan Ige won that fight, to be honest with you. But I'm not mad that they gave it to Diego Lopez. It was a close fight. The total strikes lean towards Diego Lopez. The takedown leans toward Diego. Significant leans towards Diego, but it just, the way it was looking, it didn't look good for Diego. But I think if Volk could get past the first 2 rounds, I think it's over. I don't even think that's because Diego Lopez will tire out. I think Volk just gets better the longer the fight goes on. And we haven't seen that from Diego Lopez. We've seen the complete opposite. And once again, that's because of the circumstances surrounding that fight. So maybe he does get better when fights go on, but we have not seen that. We have only seen the opposite multiple times. Multiple times. So, Diego Lopez could 100% catch Volk in the first couple of minutes. In the first minute, he could catch him. In the first couple of seconds, he could catch him. I mean, I'm not leaning on this fight like, oh, dude, Volk's just too fast, even though he's on steroids now, so that makes me feel even better about my pick. Yeah, I'm picking Volk by 5-round decision. I think it's going to be pretty dominant, especially after the second round. I think the last 3 will be super dominant, especially if the first 2 rounds are. If Volk gets a takedown in the first round, the fight's over. If Volk gets a takedown in the second round after the striking was almost equal, it's over. I don't think Diego Lopez has really a path to victory besides catching Volk on the chin real early with 2 shots. I don't think one's going to put Volk out. I think 2 shots on the chin will put him out. And that's the only way I see Diego Lopez having a chance. So, Alexander Volkanovski could also finish this dude. I could definitely see that happening. I'm actually picking Volk by 4th round finish. Or 3rd round finish. I'm picking him by 4th round finish. I think Diego Lopez is going to gas out. And I think he's going to get hurt. I don't think he's defensively sound enough. Especially on the ground. And I think he's going to get hurt. I think he might go for a leg and get ground and pound TKO'd from going for a leg lock. That's what I'm going to pick. 4th round leg lock TKO by Volkanovski. So those are my picks for the fight. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. And I'm excited to make a review once Volk gets his belt back. Once Bryce Mitchell wins. If those 2 things don't happen, you might never see me again. So like and comment on this video. And beg for me to come back. And I might come. I might come if you beg. But that's about it. Alright, peace out.